Day 2 of EAA AirVenture, and there's still so much to check out on the grounds. Our Emily Beyer joins us live from Whitman Regional Airport with more on today's events. Good morning, Emily.
Hey everyone, good morning, Brooke. We're hanging out at the Vintage Hangar here at EAA. This is where you can see vintage and World War II era planes. If you take a look behind me, you can see some of them here. You can also see that beautiful sunrise coming up over EAA, as well as some walkers and runners here this morning. There's a couple neat showcases and speakers today. One of those include a talk from the son of CIA U.S. pilot Francis Gary Powers, whose U-2 spy plane was shot down over the Soviet Union in the 1960 Cold War. He's going to talk about his father's legacy at the Oshkosh Masonic Center at 7 o'clock tonight. Also, all this week, the famous warbirds are going to hit the skies. They have daily presentations from 10 to 1 o'clock with demonstrations from 9:30 and 12:30 p.m. from the Warbirds Living History Group. Another feature that can add to the EAA AirVenture experience is by downloading their app. It's free and available on Apple and Android devices. You can go in and create your own personal schedule for shows to check out. New this year in the app is an interest section where you can find all activities including kids, family, veterans, and warbirds, and so much more. To learn more about the app, head to our website, NBC26.com. We have all that information for you there. Brooke, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Em. And during AirVenture, the air traffic control tower on site is the busiest tower in the world. NBC 26's Eric Crest went behind the scenes with a rare look inside.
With nearly 10,000 planes visiting Oshkosh this week, it's easy to tout a bit of confidence about being the busiest air traffic control tower in the world.
Roger that, thank you.
Chuck Howard is the air traffic manager this week in Oshkosh. He and his co-workers came to town from near and far.
We have guys here from Houston, Texas, and Detroit, and Chicago, and just all over the country.
As many as 4,000 planes will land here a day during AirVenture. That's about double the traffic any airport in the U.S. sees on any given day.
And our guys are talking to them, deciding what runway they're going to go to, depending on where the need is.
To keep the balance of all of the airplanes coming in here, sometimes airplanes landing every 10 to 15 seconds.
And while there are only 12 air traffic control operators in the tower at any given time, those folks are the best of the best, making sure landings and takeoffs are smooth.
It's a great view, it's a hectic view, and it just gives you more admiration for what they do.
In fact, getting the opportunity to hold this tower down from the best seat in the house is one of the highest honors bestowed on these operators.
This is obviously special. Everybody would like to come, and only a few are lucky enough to get to come. But they are certainly within that group of people that we would consider the best of the best.
And for the thousands of pilots headed to Whitman Regional Airport this week, there's some comfort knowing you're working with the best in the biz. Keeping you connected in Oshkosh, I'm Eric Crest with NBC 26.
Thanks, Eric. I wonder if it's like Pushing Tin, the movie. Anyway, outside, watching off to the west, you see those sprinkles, real light showers. They're going to start to move our way with a couple of clouds to start, and they're probably going to fall apart, but some of us, as we head through the day today, you might see a stray sprinkle or a real light rain shower. Most of your day going to be all right, though. With current temperatures, 54 in Shawanogan Mountain. It's only 48 degrees there. Oshkosh, EAA, you're starting off with a crisp 56, but give it some time, going up to 78, those clouds moving on through, maybe a stray sprinkle. We'll talk more about the pilot's forecast, more about EAA, and chances of thunderstorms, Brooke, coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. Well, recovery is slow in Chautauqua, Wisconsin, where a deadly tornado tore through back in May. Barron County sheriffs say a long-term recovery committee has been established to distribute $1 million collected to benefit victims. The tornado killed one person and injured dozens of others, causing an estimated $10 million in damage. While it's a huge day for the future of our health care, lawmakers are set to vote to begin debating a bill to repeal Obamacare. Overnight, Senator John McCain revealed he'll fly to D.C. in time for the vote. Doctors just diagnosed McCain with brain cancer and removed a tumor. This morning, some lawmakers say they're frustrated because they don't even know which version of the health care bill they'll vote on. But last week, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said a bill to repeal and replace didn't seem doable and that the Senate would take a procedural vote on a 2015 bill to repeal Obamacare. As Republicans wonder if they'll have enough votes to move to debate, President Trump is applying more pressure.
Every Republican running for office promised immediate relief from this disastrous law. We as a party must fulfill that solemn promise to the voters of this country to repeal and replace.
Now, he also called Democrats obstructionists for not helping with the health care reform. Some Democrats say they've been shut out of the talks to craft a bill. Jared Kushner will face more questions about Russia today, this time from the House Intelligence Committee. Kushner is President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor. He met privately with senators yesterday about Russia's election meddling. And Kushner also released an 11-page statement where he denied colluding with the Russian government or knowing anyone within the campaign who did. Kushner said he had 4 meetings with Russians last year, but denied doing anything wrong.
The record and documents I have voluntarily provided will show that all of my actions were proper and occurred in the normal course of events of a very unique campaign.
He also said he didn't request a secret Russian back channel and called the whole Russia thing a political excuse. He says President Trump won the election because he ran a smarter campaign, accusing those who suggest otherwise of talking down to Trump voters. While the ribbons will be cut today at the Bellin Health, Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics in the Titletown district, the first patients will be seen right after the ceremony. The 52,000 square foot facility will focus on injury prevention and physical therapy. It's located just west of Lambeau Field and features the newest technology and treatments available for athletic injuries. Public and private open house events will be held at a later date. And it's move-in day for the Green and Gold, just days away from Packers training camp. Players are getting their room assignments at Victor McCormick Hall at St. Norbert College in De Pere today. Railbirds, you'll want to mark your calendars and set your alarms. The first day of training camp is Thursday, starting at 8:15 in the morning. Still ahead, working for clean water, how 2 local college students are partnering with volunteers to make sure the Fox River stays clean. Plus, it's stuff straight out of the future, microchipping employees, why a Wisconsin business is getting under the skin of its workers.
Oh, under the skin. All right, there goes this high pressure. Now look what's on the way for tomorrow. Low pressure, that means unsettled weather. We'll time out more thunderstorm chances with this. Your full storm shield forecast coming up. Stay with us.
You're connected to NBC 26 Today with Brooke Hayes, meteorologist Michael Fish, remote weather with meteorologist Matt Hoffman, and Emily Meyer. NBC 26 Today, keeping you connected.
Thanks for joining us this morning. 2 UW Fox Valley students will take water samples today at Dutchman's Creek between Green Bay and De Pere. They're partnering with the DNR and community volunteers to monitor water quality in the Fox River and its tributaries. The volunteers collect their samples once a month, and one of the students involved has been coordinating the efforts while managing 30 volunteers. Well, it sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, but a Wisconsin business will soon be the first in the country to give employees microchips to implant into their hand. 3 Square Market expects more than 50 workers to do this. The chip gets implanted under the skin between the thumb and the forefinger, and workers can use the chip in them to do things like make a purchase in the break room, log into their computer, and get access into the building without a key card. The company claims the chip doesn't track people.
Really?
This entire time I'm reading, you're like,
really?
Come on.
Like, we've got the cell phones now that you take, you can wave it in front of everything. You need a chip in your hand?
It makes me cringe a little to think this.
How would you buy
right
stuff at the vending machine?
With a quarter. The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. All right, Brooke, outside. It's actually really pretty outside. I know it's a little crisp, 52 degrees. The dew point's 52. These numbers match, so you might have a little dew on your car or on the grass, but otherwise, it's a pretty morning. A couple high clouds starting to filter their way in because out to our west, notice this, high clouds and a couple batches of a few sprinkles, real light rain shower. Now, we might see a few sprinkles as we head through the day, but most of your day should be all right. Here's a look at Skycast, those clouds just kind of filtering on through. There's just a few of those sprinkles, maybe a real light rain shower showing up, but most of your day, again, should be all right, so I don't want you to worry about it. with the temperatures that should be pretty comfortable today. Yesterday, 76, and you notice International Falls, Minneapolis, 79, kind of heading our way, though just a little bit cooler right by Lake Michigan. And right now, I did say it's crisp, right? Because look at Watoma, it's 49. Same with Mountain right now, 50, Oconto, Appleton, Oshkosh 56, maybe a little mixing going on right next to Lake Winnebago. But either way you cut it, it's not a bad morning with really comfortable dew points, at least to start. And then they're slowly going to creep up as we head through the afternoon. But it's not going to be an uncomfortable day. It starts to get, though, uncomfortable tomorrow with the humidity, not so much the heat. So here's satellite radar. There are those couple showers, sprinkles, and clouds. Going to sneak on through the area, but not that big of a deal. What we're watching for tomorrow is a warm front that's going to set up, and then the low pressure moves on through and it swings on through as a cool front. Those are going to be our better chances of showers and thunderstorms today. And no chances pretty much of any thunderstorm activity until we go mainly overnight tonight. Here's Skycast going through the day. Again, those few clouds working their way through. Here's overnight tonight. You see that? Just a chance of a shower thunderstorm. And as long as that front is over us for tomorrow, we're going to keep in the chances of on and off showers and thunderstorms. But our better chance is it starts to slowly work its way to the south as a cool front. Notice most of the activity south of 29, which makes sense actually on our Storm Prediction Center severe threat. The farther you live to the south, the better your chance of seeing maybe some hail, some gusty wind, slight risk of severe weather if you see the thunderstorms. That again, mainly tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. 78 today, maybe a stray sprinkle with some of those clouds moving on through most of your day fine. For tonight, a chance of a thunderstorm mainly late tonight, 68 degrees. Looks like your evening should be fine. And then for tomorrow, a chance of a shower or storm on and off throughout the day, 81 degrees. That chance starts to increase later in the afternoon, especially in the nighttime with that front pushing on through. And then after that, it's right around seasonable average, 80 degrees both Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and 3 dry days. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
I know. 3 dry days in a row.
It's going to be so insane.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Fish.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Pillsbury is going to Washington. Gage Pillsbury of Shawano is representing Wisconsin in the mock government known as Boys Nation. The program funded by American Legion has been sending high school-aged boys to Washington, D.C. to promote patriotism since the 1940s. Pillsbury says he's honored to represent the Badger State.
It's sort of taught me kind of the responsibilities of an actual senator, just kind of like passing bills and discussing topics that are quite controversial in politics today.
Pillsbury says he hopes to enroll in college after enlisting in the military. Still ahead, with training camp nearly here, shareholders gather to discuss the Packers' future, what they're looking forward to. The time is 6:19. You're watching NBC 26 today. NBC 26 is your official Packers station. Football season is just about here, and at the annual shareholders meetings, owners said they're excited about the team's future.
Just a good, very good, solid organization, well run, and it's excellent.
Shareholders Bob and Nancy Ward pleased with the meeting and the progress shared by Packers President CEO Mark Murphy.
The bond that they have with the team is much stronger than fans of your typical NFL team.
Murphy and Ted Thompson talked about accomplishments from last season and looking ahead to the future, maybe even possibly hosting an NFL draft.
I think some of the things that we've done, including Titletown, will help us make a strong case to the league.
One of the highlights for both fans and Green and Gold leadership, the completion of Phase 1 for the Titletown District and how it will help keep the team in Green Bay.
And I think investing in the community in the way we are with Titletown really helps ensure that this team will stay here, that over the long run, Green Bay will have a strong enough economic base to be able to continue to support an NFL team.
Fans agree.
They have great plans for the future, just the Packers, the Titletown District. It's a big help to Green Bay.
Keeping the history and tradition alive and well.
All right, here's what's next for the Packers. Training camp opens on Thursday, then Family Night you can watch live on NBC 26 August 5th. You'll also see all 4 preseason games on NBC 26, beginning with the Packers and Eagles on Thursday, August 10th. The regular season starts Sunday, September 10th, and for all the important dates, visit our website. So it's right around the corner. I know, I can't believe it's here already. Now, this is about the time of the year where it starts to smell like fall.
Oh, that's a good
football season.
They
go hand in hand.
Yeah, all right. It sounds like I'm having a little problem with my mic. I don't know if my battery's dead. I think my battery's dead, Brooke, so I'm just going to toss it to you, and I'm going to take care of this.
All right, sounds good. All right, now to some disturbing new details on one of the deadliest cases of human smuggling in recent history. 10 people who were in that boiling hot semi are now dead. This morning, Mexican leaders say 25 of the people in the semi were from Mexico. Doctors say several have heat stroke and permanent brain damage. A survivor says he heard crying and people asking for water before he passed out in the back on the semi. The driver was in federal court yesterday. James Bradley Jr. could face the death penalty if he's convicted. His fiancée says Bradley called her from jail to say he didn't know people were inside the truck. This morning, Charlie Gard's parents are soaking in every second with their son that they can. He has that genetic disorder that caused major brain damage. Yesterday, his parents revealed they're giving up the fight to take little Charlie to the U.S. for an experimental treatment. It was apparently too late for the treatment to work. His parents say they're spending as much time as possible with him and that he won't make it to his first birthday on August 4th. This morning, a lot of people are talking about President Trump's night at the annual National Boy Scouts Jamboree in West Virginia. He spoke to thousands of scouts, giving a mix of inspirational messages and insults. The president says 10 of his cabinet members were scouts and brought 3 on stage. He rhetorically asked who would want to talk politics when they're in front of the Boy Scouts, but that didn't last very long.
As the Scout law says, a scout is trustworthy, loyal. We could use some more loyalty, I will tell you that. And I see all these politicians, and I see the swamp, and it's not a good place. In fact, today I said we ought to change it from the word swamp to the word cesspool, or perhaps to the word sewer.
President Trump ended by saying he'd be back for more jamborees and criticized former President Obama for not attending any. This morning, Republican Congressman Mo Brooks is defending his newest campaign ad that isn't going over very well, even with some Republicans. He used real audio of gunshots that a man fired at a Republican congressional baseball practice in June. The on-screen text says, Bernie Sanders supporter opened fire on Republican lawmakers. The shooting hurt several people, including House Majority Whip Steve Scalise. He's in fair condition now, but ended up in the ICU twice. Scalise's chief of staff said seeing it made him feel sick. Brooks defended the ad. He says it shows his support for the Second Amendment. He's running for now Attorney General Jeff Sessions' old seat. Still ahead, Packers CEO Mark Murphy mentioned those occasional fans that don't like him. The story is next in sports, and you're watching NBC 26 today.
And now, NBC 26 Sports with Sports Director Charlie Sakaitis.
Good morning, sports fans. Sometimes you just can't win for losing. The Packers are routinely one of the best teams in the National Football League year in and year out. For the past decade, that's been under the leadership of 3 men, President and CEO Mark Murphy, General Manager Ted Thompson, and Coach Mike McCarthy. Now, since McCarthy arrived in 2006, the team has a Super Bowl to its name, a record of 124-69-1, which gets credited to Coach and counts as the second best line amongst active head men. Lots of fans cheer the effort, and yet still, there are some that see what this trio of men has done with the Packers, and they say not enough, something Mark Murphy spoke to earlier today.
I mean, I hear from a lot of fans that, they're very disappointed, that I've accepted mediocrity, and I'm just happy to be in the playoffs, and that I should fire Ted and Mike, and then after I do that, retire.
No matter how good you are, you just can't please everybody. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sports. Keeping you connected, I'm Charlie Sakaitis for NBC 26.
All right, thanks, Charlie. Now, construction on the Milwaukee Bucks' new arena has reached the halfway mark. The Journal Sentinel reports work is being done ahead of schedule. The Bucks' new training facility is set to open in August, with the arena making its debut next basketball season. And a special start to last night's Timber Rattlers game. 2 local members of the U.S. Navy threw out the first pitch to help kick off Navy Week in Northeast Wisconsin. You can head to NBC26.com for more info on the Navy Week events running through the week.
I don't know why people panic so much with the first pitch when they do the bouncer. You can do it in your backyard, do it all day long. Now, EAA today, pilots' current conditions, 56 degrees there, mostly clear skies, ceiling height unlimited. But I am watching some high and mid-level clouds working their way on in. So conditions changing just a little bit as we head throughout the day. Now, we are seeing some sprinkles or light showers out to the west. As they move our way, they're probably going to start to fall apart a little bit. But still, pilots, if you do see a sprinkle or real light shower today, don't be surprised. Here's a look at Skycast showing those sprinkles trying to work their way in the clouds. As far as a widespread rainfall, not going to be the case. Most of your day should be all right for flying, and so should this evening if you have any flying to do. Wind speed forecast as we go throughout the day. Winds are going to start to pick up out of the south, so be aware of that. And they start to be out of the south as we go into the evening as well. A little bit gusty at times, not one of the windiest days, but still more than we saw last night and definitely more than this morning. Current conditions as far as the temperature, 56 in Oshkosh. For the rest of us, we have a 52 in Green Bay. And your EAA day planner today, you see those winds starting to pick up a little bit, going up to 78 degrees. So you know what, Brooke? Most of the day today for pilots and folks going to EAA, looking all right.
All right, thanks, Fish. And still ahead, day 2 of EAA. And we'll have live reports from the grounds with everything you need to know about the event. And it's move-in day at St. Norbert College, but not for students. You can see how the school is getting ready for the green and gold to settle in for training camp. You're watching NBC 26 today.